Hi there. My name is Matthew. I'm the founder of Life Matters, and you're here because you're looking at or considering potentially a position with us as a life insurance agent. And this is a brief presentation that's just going to give you an overview of what we're all about. So you might be a licensed agent, you might not have your license yet. That's okay either way. I'm going to go over the details of what this position entails, what it's like being a virtual independent life insurance agent with us, and then you can decide if it's something that you would like to schedule an interview with. So hopefully this will give you a lot of good details about what to expect. So with that, let me see if I can share my screen. We're going to go kind of quickly through this, so bear with me. It's not intended to answer all of your questions, but it should give you enough information to be able to make an informed decision about whether or not you'd like to proceed with the interview. I do work with Equis Financial. That is my IMO. They provide us with all the tools, the training, the support, the carrier contracts, everything that I need as an independent business owner to operate my business. Let me tell you first a little bit about my story. So this is me. And actually, you can see my office up in the left corner there. I was an advertising creative director. And I did that for many, many years. But this is how I felt. And I don't know if you can relate, but I felt trapped and I was tired of working for somebody. I wanted to own my own business, and I really struggled with how I could possibly do that. I didn't want to go back to school. I don't know if you can relate, but what could I do? I wanted to work. I love the idea of working from home. Um, but it wasn't until I found life insurance that it changed everything for me, because my thought of what life insurance was completely different than what it actually was once I got involved. This is the thought that changed everything for me, because I was trapped and I felt scared to put in my notice and go full time and leave my job. I had been doing life insurance for about 6 months and I knew that I wanted to go full time. But this is the thought that changed everything for me. It said the most dangerous risk of all is the risk of spending your life not doing what you want on the bet that you can buy yourself the freedom to do it later. Now, I don't know if you can relate to this or not, but if you can, this is who we're looking for. Okay, our business model is not captive. This is not employment. There is no paycheck. It's all based on commission. It is your business. And as a business owner, you have the privilege, but also the sometimes terrifying responsibility of growing your business to the size that you want to grow it. So if you're excited about the potential for financially making a lot of money, this is definitely gonna. There's some stuff in here that you're really gonna like. But I just wanted to let you know our business model is the independent business model. There is no boss or manager going over your shoulder all day like you're used to at work. Um, so here's what we're going to cover, and I'm going to go through this, like I said, fairly quickly. So if I don't answer all of your questions, that's when we would need to schedule a time to chat and go over the rest of the details. But the products, industry and market, tools, compensation, leads, and then getting started. So this is really the nuts and bolts of what this is all about, because this is the business model that got me out of my job. 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, I was able to leave my job, walk away from a career, much more lucrative now as a business owner, and sky's the limit on where I can go. So this is the same opportunity that you would be going into. So this is what we're going to go over. And if you have questions, you can write them down. And when we chat, feel free to ask. So first of all, who are we? Like I was saying, independent, not captive. It's very important you understand that. We are one of the fastest growing IMOs to date. And it's a national business model. So we work with some of the largest carriers in the world. You can recognize a lot of their names. And there are many others now that we've added to the roster that I just haven't updated the slide, but we work with some of the largest companies in the world. Some of these are billion-dollar insurance companies. We sell insurance products that help families with a death benefit, a living benefit, final expenses, debt elimination, and retirement. So if any of those topics or any of those things get you excited, this is what we do day in and day out. I'm not going to go into detail on all the products and what we do, but that kind of summarizes what we're all about. Okay, our industry, our market is middle income America, and it's a $1 trillion+ industry, one of the few $1 trillion industries. This is kind of a pie chart of our market. 43% have no life insurance. If you add that up with those that have group life insurance, which is almost the same as not having life insurance, group life insurance would be through your employer. That's a total of 61%, I think, of Americans don't have life insurance. 106 million adults. The need gap is more than double what it was 12 years ago. Basically, what this is all saying is there opportunity to make a lot of money in this industry? Absolutely. Okay, so we are looking for and training virtual agents. Why? Because it's convenient for the clients, it's comfortable for you, it's more efficient. You can run more appointments every day. It's a very short commute, and you get to drive your spouse crazy, which is, in my opinion, one of the best benefits. You don't have to buy those ridiculous pants, but hey, if you want to, virtual agent, you can do that. So lots of benefits. Here's some of the tools that we have available. This is the dashboard. When you log in as an agent at our company, you get access to a dashboard that tracks all of your numbers. And on the left, all the tools. You can get leads, you can get training, there's a reporting center, you can do all kinds of things from your dashboard. We live and breathe in this area daily. If you scroll down, you're going to see a leaderboard. You get to see what the top agents across the country are producing. So it's as raw and authentic as we can make it, as I've ever experienced. This is another tool that's fantastic. It's a toolbox for underwriting. It helps you with medications and health conditions and understanding which scenarios are the best fit for which carriers. So you don't have to spend a lot of time memorizing all that. You can go into our toolkit as you're on the phone with somebody, and you can know exactly the pricing and which carrier would be best suited for them. Now let's talk about leads. In our industry, you have to have leads. You always need new people to talk to. You've got your warm market. You can talk to friends and family, but most people run out of that in a relatively short period of time. And some people aren't comfortable approaching friends and family. So our company, we have a third-party company we work with that generates leads for us. And this is how they do it. It's called mortgage protection. And when somebody purchases a home, their information gets recorded down in the county courthouse. We mail them letters. Some of them fill those out, send them back in. Our distribution center processes them, puts them into a database where, as agents, we are then able to purchase leads all across the country. Here's a snapshot. You can see there's A leads, there's B, C, and D leads, different inventories at different times. So this is always changing, just like the stock market ticker. It's going up and down, people buying leads. Lead costs anywhere from 50 cents up to $67, depending on the quality, which is, in other words, the age of the lead. Brand new, fresh leads cost the most. Older leads cost the least. Okay, another tool that we have, daily virtual trainings. We get on Zoom calls every single morning with the top coaches across the country, all learning together the tools of the trade, how to overcome objections, what to say when people say this, how to do a presentation, on and on and on. So we're always learning, always growing, and we do it together virtually. Agent compensation. This is one of the biggest things, right? We got to see how we're paid and if it's worth it or not. So let me run through how we get paid and how a life insurance agent gets paid in case you're not familiar with this. Monthly APV is a premium times 12. Very simple math. Example, Joe protects a family for $100 a month. All right. This is $100 a month. I'm just doing rounded numbers times 12. It's going to be 1,200 APV. If you came in at a commission level of 70%, which is typically where we start a brand new agent, the total compensation on that product would be $840. This is an example of a Term Life Express from Mutual of Omaha, which pays out full compensation at 70%. And the product would need to be remained in force for all 12 months in order for the full amount of the commission to be paid out. So we're going to do 9-month advance, which is standard in the industry. So you're going to see up front a commission of $630 right up front. Okay. The back end commissions, months 10, 11, and 12 come later. Okay. This is based on a 70% model. Now, as you grow, you're going to give yourself increases, 75, 80, 85. So you get paid more for the same amount of work. You can go all the way up to 140%. But let's do an illustration or just some raw numbers here with a national average of about 500 instead of 630. So we typically say that on average, higher and lower, Most agents are making about $500 per sale nationally. Depends on where you're at and what the market is and what the mortgage amounts are in your area. But national average is going to be about $500. So with that, based on a $500 per application commission, two applications a week submitted, that's about $1,000 income per week. $4,000 a month income, which is really where I was part-time when I was working my full-time job. 5 applications submitted per week. That's about a $2,500 weekly income, and 10 applications submitted per week, $5,000 or about $20K a month. So you can figure out about how much you want to make, and we can calculate the amount of work that's going to be required to do that. I do this with agents all the time. We create a game plan. Here's how many leads we're going to need. Here's how many appointments we're going to have to book from those leads, and here's how many appointments you're going to need to close from those appointments. So let's talk about becoming a manager. Let's say that you're happy selling and things are going well, but you want to become a manager, which is what I did. I stepped into that role after about a year or two of being in the business and having some success. I said I wanted to start training some people, teaching them to do what I did. So a manager gets an override compensation. So let me give you an example. So let's say your commission level is 90% because you've given yourself some pay increases from 70 to 75 to 80 to 85. And your agent that you hire is at 70%. Well, the difference between those two is a 20% spread. Okay, which means the production that the agent that you bring on is the spread, which is the amount that you would get as an override bonus as a manager. So in other words, the carriers pay out extra money. Okay, this doesn't come out of the pockets of agents, but the carriers pay out extra money to you because you are a manager and you brought somebody to the table and you're teaching them to sell that insurance agent's products. So what does this mean? Translation: insurance carriers will gladly pay you extra to train other agents to sell their products. Who can be a manager? Whoever wants. Okay, that's the cool part about this industry. You get to decide when you're ready. You step into that role and you start becoming a manager. So of course, with the help of the team, we all do it together. So let's suppose you had a bunch of agents and they're all going along at different rates. Can you imagine if you had overrides to different amounts on all these people and they're all producing every month, what that could possibly do for your business and your income? There comes a point at which a manager could potentially step out of the field and become a full-time manager because there is so much production being done and all the extra override bonuses coming in are enough to sustain you. There's a lot of selling to be done to get to that point, and there's a lot of training to be done before you get to that point. But you have the opportunity to grow your agency either small, maybe 6 figures or so, and just keep it a sales business, or if you like managing people, growing into a full-time position as a manager, working with agents and training and so forth. So both tracks are available. We don't push anybody in any one direction. We let you decide and you step up when you're ready. So manager compensation, that's how that works. Here's some bonus compensation. So monthly raises, just for hitting certain production levels. Renewal commissions, that's standard in the industry. Production bonuses, as soon as you hit certain levels, Equis pays out a bonus, okay? Override commissions I talked about. Managers bonuses. As a manager, you'll get some extra bonuses as well. Builder's boost. Let's say that you grow your agency to the point where you want to open a storefront. Equis will give you a builder's boost bonus. And then an equity bonus is my favorite, which is a profit sharing plan the entire company has. So somebody on the other side of the United States writes a policy on their uncle. Well, you're going to get a piece of that because now you're profit sharing the entire company nationwide. It's called an equity bonus. I think right now it's around $16,000, $17,000 per month on tier 1. Tier 2 is double that, and tier 3 is triple that. So just by growing and hitting certain production levels, you'll be able to qualify for all of these, including the equity bonus, which I think I haven't heard of anywhere else. I think that's unique to Equis. So let's see what it's like, a day in the life of an agent. It's kind of crazy sometimes, but number one, here's what we do. We invest in leads. We call and text to schedule our appointments. We run the appointment either in person or virtually. And then we work with the carrier to get the policy issued. We call that working our pending business, and rinse and repeat. That's a salesperson just going through and being a salesperson selling insurance day in and day out. This is what we do. If you're a manager, then you're going to add to that workload managing and work with and training other agents. Like myself, if you came on board, my responsibility is to help you succeed and become proficient at selling life insurance. So that takes a lot of time. So you and I would be working together closely to teach you about the scripts, about what to say, how to overcome objections, and then setting up your schedule, setting goals, and then meeting weekly to go over your production and your business to make sure you're profitable and you're growing and you're hitting your benchmarks. So this is what it's like as an agent. So here's the agreement. Our part, we have the leadership, we have training, we have products, we have access to leads, and we have all the tools that we need to succeed. Okay. That's what Equis offers. Now, your part, this is what you need to bring to the table. Obviously, you need a little bit of technology to be able to run appointments and so forth. You need to be willing to learn, follow our values, show up and engage, and then work. Roll up your sleeves and work. This is not a get rich quick. This is not something for nothing. This is not a shortcut to success, although there is a lot of success to be had in our industry. This is a business that requires work. And if you're afraid of work, it's probably not a good fit. Or if it's not what you were looking for, I just want to be upfront with you. This does take work. It's not like manual labor, like you're digging ditches with a shovel, breaking your back. It's a lot of mental work, right? One of our values is mental toughness for a reason. So we stick together. We're a very tight-knit team, and we help each other through any challenges, but we persevere. Okay, getting started looks like this. First of all, you need to sign an ICA, which is a simple agreement stating your relationship with Equis and protecting Equis's assets. Number 2 is enroll in a study course. This is only if you're not already licensed. So if you're not licensed, you would need to get in the study course. You need to get one of these, and that's a state license, okay, from your state. Mine's in Arizona, and you need to pass your exam, file the paperwork, and get your license. We help you with all of this, by the way. So if you're confused on what to do, don't worry. We have people in place that will help you every step of the way to get licensed. Usually it takes a couple of weeks. And then contracting can take another week or two. So within about a month, you can be up and running and in a position to, after your kickoff call, start selling, okay? The kickoff call is where we get together and we talk about your specific situation. And we set up a game plan just for you. And then we start working together to make that happen. And then off to the races. So that's what getting started looks like. If any of this makes sense to you, or if any of this looks like it's kind of interesting, you'd like to learn more, or you can see yourself succeeding in this, I would love to chat with you. Don't worry about your background. Don't worry about your experience. I think most of us come into this industry unexperienced as it pertains to life insurance. We're looking for people with the heart of a teacher and a good work ethic. Okay. Our values are the most important things here. So I'd love to meet with you if you see any potential, and then get the rest of your questions answered and see if it's a good fit to potentially work together. Thank you for listening. Have an awesome day. If you would like to schedule an interview, go ahead and click and fill out the information right below or to the side or wherever it is. And I'll look forward to chatting with you. Take care. Bye.